A surprising encounter that revealed lessons on privacy and boundaries, a genuine tale of betrayal. Once upon a time, there was a woman named Emily, aged 44, who found herself weary after a long, demanding day spent in the office. There I stood, facing the entrance of the office. As I stood before the bathroom mirror, I took a moment to reflect, slowly shedding my work attire. First the skirt, then the unbuttoning began. There I stood, adorned only in my bra and lace stockings, gazing at my own reflection in the mirror, the fabric of my blouse draped nearby. It had been ages since I truly gazed upon my own reflection, truly perceiving myself, and for just a fleeting moment, a spark ignited within me. I had not felt. For some time, I toiled diligently, ensuring I stayed fit and ready. Yet, at some point in my journey, I had come to a halt. Ceased to view myself as someone worthy of desire. In the depths of my mind, I found myself wandering, savoring the present as the gentle touch of lace danced across my skin, weaving intricate designs along my waist and shoulders. The serene, nearly contemplative atmosphere enveloped me, providing a balm after the lengthy day, and I scarcely took note of the faint echo of the main door creaking open and shut in the distance. But then, out of nowhere, I caught the sound of footsteps approaching down the hallway, quick and determined, before I could even react. As I sought to collect my thoughts, the bathroom door creaked open, revealing Daniel standing there. He stood still, eyes wide with astonishment. We stood still, caught in the moment. For a fleeting moment, I absorbed the scene, witnessing the wonder reflected in his eyes as he stood there, clearly caught off guard, grappling with the choice of whether to retreat or speak. He quickly stammered an apology, fumbling to secure the door as he tried to make his exit. Yet, I surprised myself by softly calling out. "There's no reason to hold back." A surge of boldness, a distinct self-assurance, emerged from a place I couldn't quite reach. Focus in. Perhaps it was simply the sensation of being noticed, of embracing vulnerability without the need to conceal it. Daniel's eyes sparkled with awe and amazement, igniting a fire within me. I reached out for his arm, halting him from fully closing the door, my voice soft and soothing. I shared with him that there was no need for him to go. A thrill danced in the atmosphere, a shared connection that seemed both instinctive and genuine. I shared with him that I had observed his curiosity and fascination, even prior to this moment. He glanced back at me, nearly at a loss for words, as if he were attempting to grasp the unfolding events. A blend of fascination and wonder unfolds. His face, and before I realized it, I found myself. It felt like we were both dipping our toes into the unknown, and with every fleeting moment, the uncertainty melted away, giving rise to a shared sense of trust and intrigue. It felt like time had come to a standstill, and nothing else mattered in that moment. In that little place, my fingers wove through his hair, softly tangling it and pulling him closer. There was something in the way he held my hands and moved gently along my back that felt both calming and exhilarating all at once. His touch was both careful and confident, exploring in a way that made me feel grounded and safe, as if he sought to understand each detail, every movement. In a hushed moment of shared understanding, I glimpsed our reflection in the mirror, just beyond us, amplifying the experience, infusing it with a deeper sense of intensity and authenticity. The reflection unveiled the delicate vulnerability and warmth enveloping us, weaving a tapestry of awareness that transformed it into something far beyond a mere fleeting moment. His hands caressed with a softness that held purpose, gliding over my waist and pausing on the delicate lace of my stockings, igniting a subtle thrill within me. In his embrace, there was an authenticity that resonated deeply. A subtle force enveloped the space, imbuing every moment with significance and a sense of permanence. After a moment, we transitioned from the cramped confines of the bathroom to the inviting embrace of my bedroom, where a sense of comfort enveloped us. In a serene haven, oh how it embraced the warmth of our bond, Daniel within, and as he moved forward, I sensed a delightful mix of eagerness and tranquility. A sense of trust and openness enveloped the moment, making everything flow effortlessly. The way he gazed at me, a softness in his eyes that felt both curious and earnest, reassured me that this moment was more than just a fleeting encounter, it was a genuine connection we shared. Journey. I gently led him to the edge of the bed, kneeling beside him as we continued our exploration. The warmth between us enveloped us, filled with soft, lingering kisses and light touches that spoke volumes. My fingers glided over his shoulders, then traveled to his neck, tracing the elegant curve of his jaw. I absorbed every detail, and in a beautiful dance, he echoed my movements, his hands gliding along my arms, savoring the texture of the lace and the warmth of my skin. There was no need to rush, we savored the gentle, unfolding cadence of the moment. In the space between us, a mutual dance unfolded, the air thick with a vibrant energy that blossomed steadily. There was no weight of expectation, instead, it was a journey of discovery, a celebration of each other that felt genuine and open. As his hands glided along my back and sides, I embraced the honesty and vulnerability of the moment. A soft bond of trust wove between us, an unspoken understanding of the warmth and wonder we both felt in that moment. His hands glided over the lace fabric, savoring every intricate detail of his movements, filled with both attentiveness and tenderness. I shifted, gently drawing nearer to him, encircling his shoulders with my arms with every movement, a silent promise that this moment held the same significance for him as it did for me. His expression held a sincerity that was palpable, as he took in every small gesture, making each fleeting second feel like a precious gem. As we journeyed further, a warm sense of comfort and trust enveloped us, each moment savored in the quiet embrace of the room, where our connection flourished. In its simplicity lay a certain beauty, devoid of grand gestures or elaborate words, just the authentic connection we experienced in that fleeting moment. It was as if we were cocooned in our own realm, liberated from the burdens of the day and the monotony of everyday life. Then, out of nowhere, a sound shattered the tranquility. A doorbell rang out from the hallway, its sound echoing with unexpected clarity. I held on for a moment in my mind, Ethan. A soft whisper escaped my lips as a surge of understanding washed over me. He must have returned home sooner than I had anticipated. Our eyes met, and in that moment, we grasped what was required of us. A soft chuckle escaped our lips, a shared amusement at the serendipity of it all. I swiftly tidied my attire, running a hand through my hair to ensure everything was just right, while Daniel mirrored my actions, giving me a quick, playful glance as he adjusted himself. There was a playful, knowing glance as we all gathered around the supper table, carrying on as if nothing had transpired. We share narratives of our days, filled with laughter and the joy of each other's presence, all while exploring the depths beneath the surface. Yet, the warmth of our shared connection remained palpable, a subtle understanding between Daniel and me that lingered, suggesting the possibility of something deeper. As the sun dipped below the horizon, I found myself in the comfort of my room, letting the day's happenings gently slip into the background. It was a serene time for me, a moment I eagerly anticipated each evening. As I lay there enveloped in deep thought, a gentle knock echoed softly on the door. As I lifted my gaze, a wave of surprise washed over me, and there stood Daniel, framed in the doorway. In his eyes danced a blend of curiosity and excitement, a flicker of recognition intertwined with the exhilarating allure of the unknown. He entered the room, a gentle smile gracing his lips, shaking his head ever so slightly as if caught in a moment of disbelief. What he was about to share yesterday was utterly wild. He spoke, his voice a soft murmur yet brimming with heartfelt honesty. It lingers in my mind, a constant presence that I can't shake off. In that moment, time seemed to stand still, a brief silence enveloping us. He drew nearer, and as he found his place beside me, the world around us faded away. In the stillness of our gazes, there lay a serene understanding, a bond of trust that enveloped each moment, rendering it effortlessly relaxed and beautifully natural. With a gentle yet confident hand, he turned me, allowing my back to rest softly against. His movements flowed with a calm certainty, each gesture deliberate and purposeful. It was as if he possessed an innate understanding of his desires and the ability to convey them without uttering a single word. The gentle embrace of his chest enveloped me, his breath softly brushing my hair, weaving a soothing sense of tranquility around us. As my breath became more erratic, the room enveloped me in a stillness that felt deeper than before, as if the very sounds had been hushed. Surrounding us, gradually diminishing until all that remained was the soft cadence of our breaths, and the unwavering pulse of my heart. His hand lingered on my shoulder for a brief moment, the weight of it grounding me like an anchor, pulling me fully into this moment. I closed my eyes, allowing my senses to embrace every subtle detail, the delicate fragrance of his cologne, the warmth that enveloped me. His skin and the subtle rustle of fabric as he moved created an aura that was both powerful and comforting, enveloping me in a sense of safety. To experience a blend of vulnerability and protection, a curious and enchanting paradox. I felt a surge of energy ripple through me, a blend of anticipation and surrender. My breaths grew deeper, slow, and drawn out as I struggled to maintain my composure. Yet, there was something undeniably thrilling about being this close, with no barriers remaining. His arm found its way around me, pulling me in closer until every inch of space between us dissolved. The steady rhythm of his breath enveloped us, crafting a serene world for just the two of us, where time seemed to stretch and every touch held significance. Initially, he moved with a gentle softness, as if he were attuning to the moment, allowing us both to ease into the nervousness that lingered in the air. In my breath caught, a momentary shiver ran through me, a response I could barely control. I felt the warmth of his hand on my waist, the sensation delicate yet electric, sparking every nerve as his touch lingered. Fingers brushed my skin, a gentle caress that made me feel seen, respected, and entirely alive. But then, with a slight shift, he changed. His pace quickened, moving with purpose. I could feel him exhale, intensity growing as he let down the careful control he had maintained. A shiver spread through me as he held me close, our breaths mingling in a rhythm that was exhilarating, leaving no room for hesitation. An unspoken understanding flowed between us, his movements perfectly mirroring my own responses, drawing me deeper into the moment I had been yearning for. As I endeavored to maintain my composure, I felt the air around me shift, my breath growing louder, a release of the restraint I had held so tightly. The response within me surged, my heart racing in harmony with his, each beat a testament to the intensity of the moment. Sensations blurred into a singular focus, and I felt as if I were suspended in time, where nothing else mattered but this connection. His hand at my waist tightened ever so slightly, a gentle reminder that anchored me in the present, enveloped in warmth and comfort. In that instant, I surrendered, casting aside any lingering thoughts or worries, fully immersed in the moment we shared. As we found our rhythm, I realized how natural it felt to be close to him, to trust him, and let him guide me. There was an unspoken agreement between us, a connection that transcended words. My breathing became deep and steady, though I could feel it hitch every now and again as he moved with greater haste. My heartbeat echoed through me, each beat perfectly in tune with his. He leaned in, his forehead brushing against my hair, and I felt the warmth in his eyes, a softness that filled me with both serenity and excitement. Each breath felt like a step into unknown land, yet I felt secure because he created a space just for us, where everything else melted away. I wanted to express my gratitude for his tenderness and patience. He seemed to know exactly what I needed without a word spoken. As he hugged me tight, I felt utterly free, my heart racing with an overwhelming mix of exhilaration, warmth, comfort, and something deeper, a profound sense of belonging. Every moment was a comfort, a subtle promise. As I released my final restraint, a wave of calm washed over me. The quick pace he set matched the intensity of our feelings, and I realized there was no need to hold back or remain silent. I allowed myself to fully embrace the sensations, and for a brief moment, everything else faded away. Once it ended, In just a few seconds, I took a moment to gather myself, enveloped in a serene warmth that lingered even as I rose to continue the evening. I made my way to the bathroom, straightening my hair and tidying up, catching a fleeting glimpse of myself in the mirror. Then, I headed to the kitchen to prepare supper, the familiar sounds of chopping vegetables and the gentle sizzle from the stove filling the air. I set the table, grounding myself in the comforting rhythm of our daily life, occasionally glancing over my shoulder to see Daniel moving about the home. His usual calm presence added to the soothing atmosphere that surrounded us. A little while later, my husband arrived, his familiar footsteps announcing his presence as he entered. He greeted us with his customary warmth, giving Daniel a gentle pat on the shoulder and offering me a soft smile. We all gathered around the table, ready to share the evening together. As I set the table and served lunch, a modest sense of pleasure washed over me, happy that everything looked perfect. Wes began to dine, and my husband turned to us, inquiring about our day with his usual interest. Daniel spoke first, sharing a few examples from his studies, his face beaming as he detailed a particularly engaging conversation from his history class. I smiled, feeling a sense of satisfaction in how passionately he spoke, and the genuine joy radiating from him. My husband listened intently, asking questions here and there, clearly engaged and curious about what Daniel had to say. Then it was my turn, and I shared a bit about my own day at work. I shared with them a new project I was managing, making sure to keep the atmosphere light and engaging. My husband nodded, giving me his full attention, while Danielle listened, a small smile dancing at the corners of his mouth. The meal felt cozy and warm, filled with familiar conversation, laughter, and the gentle hum of shared contentment. Those thoughts lingered as we finished dinner and tidied up together, each of us settling into our familiar roles, quietly significant. It was a notion I held close as I prepared for bed, a faint grin crossing my lips as I drifted off to sleep.